Aloha. For this practice, we're starting in a comfortable seat, one hand on your heart and the other hand on your belly. Beginning to take deep inhales all the way down into your belly, expanding through the chest, the lungs, lifting the crown. And the exhale to gently release through the chest, the lungs, and out the belly button drawing in towards the spine at the very bottom of those exhales. Inhaling into the spine, lifting up the crown, the exhale to release and draw the tailbone longer towards the earth. Allow yourself to become rooted into this space wherever you are. Come into this present moment, this time. Notice your breath, notice your body. Notice the feelings, the sensations here. And become present with yourself. Taking a few more deep breaths, expanding through the belly on those inhales, lifting the crown. And the exhales to release slowly out, drawing the belly button in towards the spine. Good. A few more inhales, lifting the crown, filling up the entire torso. Really breathe in. And the exhales to release out all the old stuck air. Your next breath to inhale, lift the arms up overhead. The exhale to bring the hands down, heart center. Inhale, reach arms long, extend, expand, touch the hands at the top. Exhale, bring hands down, heart center. Last one, inhale, reach up, touch the hands at the top. Exhale, bring hands down, heart center. Take a breath here. Inhale, lift the chest into the thumbs. The exhale to release out, setting your intention for your practice, for yourself. What brings you to your mat? Why are you here? And then release the hands down to either side of you. Inhale to lift the crown up to the sky. The exhale to take that left ear over to the left shoulder. Turn to take the nose down towards that shoulder. Breathe into the back side of the neck, from the crown down to the shoulder. Inhale, come back up to center. Take a breath here. And then as you exhale your next breath, take that right ear to the right shoulder. Look down to the right shoulder, taking that nose towards the shoulder. Breathe into the back side of the neck, from the crown down to the shoulder. And in breath to come back to center. Notice both sides. And then take a look over to the right, breathing into the neck. Turning and looking over to the left as you breathe out. Noticing your breath, your neck. Inhaling back to center. Bring the hands onto the knees, the palms facing up. Take a couple rounds of breath here, noticing where you are at this moment. And then beginning to transition, you're going to take that right leg back behind you, bending the knee, and then the left foot touches onto that right thigh. Start to walk the left hand away and reach the right arm up overhead to give yourself this big reach, drawing that right hip down, looking down to the earth or up to the sky, finding what is comfortable for your neck, and maybe drawing the shoulder blades back together, opening the heart as you breathe here. Your next exhale to begin to reach the hand and extend it down towards the earth. Reach, 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 and then touch down. Take a couple rounds of breath here. And your next inhale to lift up, come back, reach up to the sky. Exhale, touch down to the earth. Reach, reach, reach. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, touch down. Inhale, lift up, reach back, look up, open the heart. Stay here, be at center. And then inhale, lifting up back to that seated position. Take that left hand back behind you. Begin to inhale, lift the hips up to the sky, reach that right hand back behind you. Look down to the earth or up to the sky. Keep reaching with the right fingertips as you push the hips up. Take a couple breaths here. And then as you're ready, exhale to come down. Inhale to lift up, come into a flow. In breath, lift up. The exhale to come back down. In breath, lift up. Open up. Exhale, come back down. In breath, last one. Lift up. Exhale, release. Good. Come back to center, bringing both feet in front of you into that bound angle pose where the bottoms of the feet touch. The feet can be far away or close up. Either way, hold on to the shins or the ankles. Lift up, reach the crown high as you inhale. Then the exhale to fold forward with your breath. Inhaling to lift and find that length in the spine, and the exhale to fold forward a little bit more. Every in-breath to find that length. Every exhale to melt over the legs. Good. Your next in-breath to come back up to sitting. Switch to the other side. Take that right foot on top of the left thigh as the left knee bends to the outside. And then walk the right hand away. Lift the left fingertips up overhead. Find that length, that reach in the side body as the left hip reaches down. Find that look up to the sky or down to the earth. Open the chest. Draw the shoulder blades together. And then exhale. Begin to reach that hand down towards the earth. Reach, reach, reach it long. Touch down. In breath, lift up. Look up. Open up. Exhale, reach it down. Touch down. In breath to lift. Exhale, touch it down. Good. In breath, reach up, look up. Take it back to center. Reach over the head. And then your next in breath to sit yourself up, back to sitting. Good. Take that right hand back behind you. Inhale, lift up the hips. Reach that left hand back. This modified mermaid where you're looking up to the sky or down to the earth, pressing the hips forward. Reach, reach, reach. And the exhale to come down. In breath, lift up. Exhale, bring it down. A few more. In breath, lift up, reach back. Exhale, bring it down. In breath, lift up. Exhale, touch down. Very nice. Beginning to transition onto your all fours, where the knees are under the hips, the hands under the shoulders. Begin to then walk your hands forward and reach the hips up and back. Find a puppy pose where the heart can melt, the forehead can touch down towards the mat or a block. Reaching the hips up and back, melting the heart, drawing the shoulder blades together, reaching the fingertips up long towards the top of the mat. Find your breath, breathe into the rib cage entirely. Your next breath to begin to come back up into the all fours, spread the fingertips wide. Find that lift of the head as you inhale, the melt of the heart. The exhale to round, separate the shoulder blades, press away the mat. In breath, lift up, open up. Take the spine long. Exhale, really round through the shoulder blades. Draw the tailbone down, draw the belly button in. In breath to lift up, open the chest. Exhale, draw your chin towards the chest, release the crown down. And find your center. In breath, start to lift up the right fingertips. Exhale, weave it underneath of you. Reach, reach, reach. And then take that right shoulder down, the right top of the side of the head, and then lift the left hand up to the sky and bring it back behind you where the left hand, the back of the hand, can rest on the low back. Find a couple of breaths here. An in-breath to unwind. Take that left hand down in front of the face, press up And then exhale, take that right hand down, back to center, come into your all fours. Maybe a couple rounds of cat-cows here, neutralize through the spine. An in-breath to lift the left hand into the sky. Exhale to weave it underneath. Reach, reach, reach. Lower down the left shoulder, the top of the left side of the head, and then take that right arm up to the sky and then bring it back behind you where the back of the hand can rest on the low back. Taking a couple breaths here. When you are ready, taking that right hand and unwinding, touching it in front of the face as you press up to inhale, take that left hand up to the sky, the exhale to touch down. Finding your center back in that all fours, and then widening the knees as wide as the sticky mat, toes to touch. Press the hips back towards the heels, and then take the hands, the arms down to either side, maybe onto the back body or down onto the mat. Release the head, release the neck. Allow the forehead to touch down to the mat or to a block. Find that deep belly breath where you can open up the rib cage. Feel as if the back body is pressing up against the sky with every inhale. And then begin to slowly come out as your hands come down onto the mat to either side, and then inhale to sit yourself up onto your heels. Interlace the fingers back behind you, draw the shoulder blades more together, open up through the chest, keep the spine long, the crown lifting to the sky. A couple breaths here, pressing the palms together. Slowly release that clasp, turn the palms face up on your knees. Take a couple of breaths here. Begin to walk your way forward and take the toes, curl them under, lift the knees, hover so that you can breathe deep into your belly. A couple rounds of breath. Begin to straighten through the legs, walking your dog, pedaling out to find this downward dog where the heart melts, the shoulders draw together, the hips lift up and back. With your next in-breath, start to take the left leg high into the sky. Exhale, take the knee towards that elbow. In-breath, press it back up, reach it back. Exhale, bring it in, round in. And then the in-breath, press it back. Exhale, draw it in towards the nose. In breath, press it back. Turn, open it up. Take the hips, stack them open so that you can take the heel over to that right side. In breath, start to straighten through the leg. Exhale, draw it in. Take the shin down so that you can come into pigeon where the knee is over to the left, the toes over to the right. Sit up, start to engage those inner thighs. Find that length. Lift the left hip up and then exhale. Start to walk yourself forward. Stacking hands to rest the forehead, or maybe resting the forehead onto arms or the floor or blocks if you have them. Allow yourself to rest. Breathing into both hips, breathing into the low back. Notice the body in this position. Be gentle with yourself. With your next breath, begin to take the hands underneath the shoulders. Press yourself up. Curl those right toes under as you are ready. Lift up that right knee. In breath, take that left leg high into the sky. Exhale, touch down next to the right foot. Even out through both sides. Wiggle the hips left and right. Melt the heart. Draw the shoulder blades together. Find your downward dog. In breath, lift up that right knee, the right leg, then start to exhale, draw the knee towards the nose. In breath, to lift it back up. Exhale, draw it in. In breath, extend, reach it back. Exhale, draw it in. Last one, in breath, reach, press it back. Open it up, stack the hips, take that heel over to that left side, open up, press through the right hand, and then start to exhale, draw it in, take that shin down to the mat, find the pigeon on the other side where that left leg extends back. You draw so the inner thighs are engaged towards one another, find that length in the spine. If that right hip is lifted, then begin to gently exhale and walk yourself forward, making sure that the hips stay squared. Finding a release over here, relaxing through the jaw, the neck, stacking the hands to rest the forehead. This side can be different than the other side, that is okay. Breathe a few rounds of breath here. And then as you are ready, beginning to come up with your next breath, stacking the hands, pressing them down onto the mat, and curling those left toes, pressing your way up. As you inhale, bringing that right leg up into the sky. The exhale, touch the leg down next to the other leg. Wiggle through the hips, left and then right. Find your downward dog, releasing the crown long. And in breath to pull forward for plank. Exhale, press back, downward dog, neutralize. And then take the knees as wide as the sticky mat, toes to touch. Press the hips back towards the heels. Find your child's pose, reaching the fingertips up long towards the top of the mat. Reaching the hips back towards your heels. Breathing into the back body, the sides bodies. And when you're ready, beginning to walk over to the right, taking the right hand over and then the left hand on top of the right, extending the fingertips and then reaching that left hip back, finding that breath in that side body. And in breath to walk through center, over to the other side, extend the left hand and then the right on top of the left. Breathe into that right side body as that right hip reaches down and back. Release the head, the neck over here. And in breath, come back to center. Find a breath here. Beginning to float your way back up into the all fours to turn and sit down on your heels and bring the legs out in front of you. Bending through the knees, planting the bottoms of the feet, take the hands back behind you, and then begin to inhale to float the hips up. Draw the shoulder blades together, open the heart, lift up the hips. Release the head, and then the exhale to slowly come down. Begin to scoop up so that you can hold on to the knees. Lift the crown, hug in, and then release that hold and begin to draw yourself back onto your mat, keeping the knees bent, the feet planted onto the mat. Press the hands onto either side, and then inhale, lift the left leg high into the sky. Begin to reach and extend it long, closer to the mat, hovering, reaching. And then draw this right knee in towards the body. Find some activation in that left leg, maybe pressing the bottom of that left foot. Interlace the fingers underneath that right knee or on top of the right knee. Drawing it in towards that right side body. Breathe. Holding on to that knee with the left hand, extend the right arm over to the right and draw this left hand across the body over to that left side. Coming into a twist, melting that right shoulder closer to the earth as this right leg comes across the body over to the left side. Maybe turning the head and looking to the right to deepen the twist, or looking to the left to breathe into that shoulder. Starting to inhale, come back to center. Draw the knee in towards the body. And then touch down that left hand onto the left hip, reminding it to stay down so you can open this right knee out to the right. Breathing into the inside of that leg. Coming back to center, bringing both knees into center, hugging in. And then go ahead and release both feet back to the earth. Both hands come down. In breath to take that right leg into the sky. Press the bottom of the foot up. Engage the muscles as you begin to lower that right leg down to the earth. Reach it long. And then bring this left leg into the body. Either interlacing the fingers on top of the knee or under the knee if that's too much pressure. Playing with the activation in the right leg. Maybe pressing that right leg away as you draw this left leg in towards the body. Hold on to that knee with that right hand and take the left arm long over to the left side. Cross this leg across the body over to the right side. Breathe into that left side body. Melt the left shoulder towards the earth, looking to the left to deepen the twist or looking to the right to maybe breathe into that left shoulder. Find what works for you over here. Take a couple breaths. Starting to inhale, come back to center. Hug the knee in, take that right hand onto the right hip flexor, reminding it to stay down as you open up this left leg over to the left. Breathe into the inside of that left knee, that left leg. Starting to breathe in, to come back to center. Bring both knees in, hug in. Maybe bringing the knees into circles, one going in one direction, the other knee going in the other direction, feeling into both hips, the back body. And then hug the knees in once more, releasing the feet down to the mat, pressing through the bottoms of the feet, press through the palms. Begin to inhale, float the hips up to the sky, finding a bridge pose, keeping the throat open where the breath flows down into the belly. Option 2, walk the shoulder blades closer together, interlace the fingers. Releasing that clasp, walking the shoulder blades apart and drawing the hips down to the earth one vertebrae at a time. Walk the feet apart, the knees to touch. Find your windshield wipers left and then right. In breath back to center, exhale over to one side. And the next time you're over on that right side, release the legs on that right side. Let them rest. Option to deepen by taking that right foot on top of the left thigh. Notice the low back and that knee. Make sure that's okay. Releasing the foot off if you have it, and then in breath back to center. Exhale over to the left side, releasing the knees over here. Again, the option to deepen, taking that left foot on top of the right thigh, noticing the low back and the knee, making sure that's okay. Releasing the foot as you're ready, and then beginning to inhale, take the knees back up to center, wiggle them left and then right once more. Extend the legs long. Beginning to find this final resting pose of Shavasana. Returning to the natural breath. Returning to a natural body. Releasing yourself from the breath, from the body. Integrating your practice. You can be here for 3 to 5 minutes, resting, closing off the eyes, or enjoy the scenery. I'll tell you when it's time to come out of Shavasana. Beginning to bring yourself back into this place, wiggling through the fingertips, the toes, the ankles, the wrists, reaching the arms up overhead, giving yourself that big stretch, and then finally bringing those knees in towards the body, hugging in, giving yourself this gentle hug of love and kindness for yourself, just as you are. Eventually rocking yourself over to your favorite side to take pause. To rest. Rest your head on your arm as a pillow. Noticing this perspective. And when you are ready, gently begin to sit your way up into a comfortable seat, keeping the eyes closed or the gaze heavy, remaining inward, coming into an easy pose. And starting to place one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly, coming back to where we started, breathing into the belly, and the exhale to release it all out. And taking these last breaths to breathe in more of you, your truth, your authenticity, and breathe out that which no longer serves. Eventually taking the hands together in front of the heart center, coming back to that intention you set in the beginning of practice. Notice where you are now with it. And bow the chin to the chest, look into the heart, bring a smile to the lips, up to the eyes. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you in this practice. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.